Well, TED1 was 6 years ago. Today, if you look in your program at the people who are in attendance here at this conference, it really reads like a roster of how to start a new civilization on another planet. I mean, you might well be sitting next to the president of a multi-million-dollar organization or the inventor of something as revolutionary as a new intelligence. This is undoubtedly the most impressive audience I've ever stood in front of, and it sounds like we're going to have some fun with you. But this is not a testament to us, not to Richard and I. It's really a testament to the importance of what I really suppose is the information age. And today it really has come of age. What we used to call high technology has gone from the lab to the living room, triggering a sequence of developments that, like that old film of ping pong balls tripping mousetraps, it's creating hundreds of new ideas every day. New ideas for new devices, new languages, new industries, new millionaires, and a new environment that forces all of us to reassess the components of our everyday lives and the viability of thinking of anything in a traditional way. Some of the things that we talked about and introduced at TED1 seemed technologically esoteric 6 years ago, and now they're on our desk at the office, or more likely at home, or even more likely, both. And those of you who are in this room in 1984 will remember one of the first public showings of the Macintosh and of the compact disc. Excuse me. In that short time, the long-playing record has become virtually obsolete. And how many of us thought that terms like desktop publishing, desktop video, hypermedia would become so embedded in our vocabularies? And the music industry has seen a total revolution based on a technology that was virtually unheard of at TED1, MIDI, the musical instrument digital interface. It's so common now that it's built into musical toys so that computers and instruments can talk to each other. Richard and I have tried very hard to take every precaution not to make this a computer conference, but it's very, very tough. It's tough because the computer has placed all of these technologies squarely in our laps. I was just talking to John, and we were talking about the things that weren't here 6 years ago, and how John Nesbitt, talking about high tech, high touch, and it just seems incredibly appropriate to hear that phrase now. This is a very exciting time for me. I started my professional life as a book designer at a time when Scotch tape wasn't invented. That's true. That's true. And there was no television, and I really marvel at where we've come to. Sometimes I cringe, and a few years ago I talked to a national conference of broadcast designers on the subject of dangerous in the wrong hands. How nearly anyone who could turn on the light switch had access to the technology of video design. Kind of all the thrills without the skills. And it was resulting in a lot of bad design. This was not a particularly popular topic, since half the audience was made up of technologists and corporate representatives who were much more interested in how this technology would affect their bottom line than how they looked on the air. This is a major problem. In television, the most visible of all media, I believe the battle's being lost. Because the sales cry of the video hardware world is, buy this graphics machine now. You don't have to be an artist. You don't need expensive designers. It's all pre-programmed. And I guess that's my particular crusade. Design must talk to technology.
Absolutely.
Technology must recognize design.
That's why we're here. Because when these disciplines do meet and talk, the synergy is astounding.
No, it's you.
You mean it's us?
I guess I should introduce you. I'm Harry 1, and obviously this is...
Harry 2, bigger, brighter, more intelligent than Harry 1. The very latest in DLVT, digital likeness visual technology. 1,420,000 megabytes of perfectly synchronized and programmed information. Vastly superior in every way to the Harry 1.
And not to mention an ego that's
Remember
pretty vast,
who
too.
I'm modeled after.
Yes. Well, as I was saying, the technology has the ability to expand the designer's creativity to undreamed of heights. Design can present technology in the most attractive manner.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I wonder if the Macintosh would have been embraced so quickly if there hadn't been such minute attention to its design and its packaging. Who knows, maybe technology does have the potential to help us create better versions of ourselves. We can test aircraft without building them. Hair designers can give you a new look without touching a hair on your head. Thank you. We can probably attend meetings without being there. If we can imagine it, chances are the technology exists to realize it. And part of what this... I get you for this. And part of what this conference is about is to bring us up to date with this accelerating capability, to show us examples in real time and space where imagination, artistry, and applied technology can take us, and to share our thoughts and ideas and our inspirations and our responses, and to deal with this incredible new world of our own making, and to come away with something we didn't have when we started, and for God's sake, to have a little fun with this enormous potential at our fingertips. Because contrary to the science fiction of the 50s, where unimaginable technology may have threatened to destroy us, we are the ones in control.